The black leather wallet fell onto the concrete surface of the parking lot, revealing a corner of a bank card and a stack of crisp cash. Malik Thompson, a young entrepreneur who owns a chain of real estate properties, continued walking, completely unaware. A few minutes later, Amina Johnson, a female construction worker, struggling to support her two younger siblings, bent down to pick it up. In her hands, that amount of money was enough to cover rent, enough to buy medicine for her sibling. No one saw, no one knew. But Amina slowly stood up, and that decision would forever change the lives of both individuals. Once upon a time, in the heart of Atlanta, there was a young African-American entrepreneur named Malik Thompson. He owned a chain of real estate properties and upscale restaurants frequently featured in financial magazines. One morning, while shopping at a local grocery store, Malik accidentally dropped his wallet containing all his identification documents, bank cards, and over $2,000 in cash. At the same time, a few blocks away from the parking lot, Amina Johnson was striding along a cracked sidewalk, heading toward a construction site in downtown Atlanta. She wore a faded t-shirt, carrying an old cloth bag with a simple breakfast for herself and the only water bottle that would last her through the day. At 25 years old, Amina had already lived through a lifetime of loss that many would take decades to experience. At 13, a fire in the West End neighborhood claimed her parents, leaving her two younger siblings, Kwame, just 8, and Nia, only 6, bewildered amidst the ashes. From that day, Amina's childhood abruptly ended. She became a guardian, a mother, a father, all in one fragile frame. At first, she sold snacks on street corners, enduring the biting cold of winter winds and the stifling heat of summer. Later, she took up laundry work, her hands rough and swollen from soaking in soapy water for too long. But the meager earnings were never enough. When the opportunity came, she joined a construction crew, a job even many strong men hesitated to take. Day after day, Amina carried bricks on her head, mixed cement with an old shovel, and pushed heavy wheelbarrows under the scorching Georgia Sunday. Concrete dust clung to her skin, and sweat streamed down her cheeks. Every morning, the shrill whistle of the construction site signaled the start of another long day that would pass in a rhythm of exhaustion but perseverance. Despite life's many injustices, Amina never let her heart grow callous. Whenever her shoulders ached with fatigue, she would look up, searching for a small patch of blue sky peeking through the iron framework of the building under construction, and take a deep breath. In that moment, the world around her seemed to fade away, leaving only her and a familiar whisper. One day, things will change. This morning began like any other. Amina quickened her pace as she approached the familiar grocery store to buy a bottle of water and a few snacks for the morning. But she didn't yet know that, in the corner of the parking lot ahead, something had fallen, waiting for her hand to pick it up. Something that could be a turning point for her entire life, if she chose to keep it or return it. What would she do when fate placed before her a chance to change her life? From the towering penthouse in the heart of Atlanta, Malik Thompson often gazed out at the city streets aglow with lights at night, where cars trailed endlessly in lines. The city's radiance was breathtaking, but within him, there was always a quiet shadow that could not be filled. At 31, he had everything many men dreamed of: a chain of real estate properties spanning the city, upscale restaurants, and his image gracing the covers of financial magazines. Yet, when the parties ended and the music faded into silence, his vast apartment remained occupied by just one person himself. Malik was born in Harlem, in a well-off family that never strayed from traditional values. His mother, a resolute and compassionate woman, always reminded him, "True value lies in how you treat those less fortunate than you." Those words were not only a guiding principle for his career, but also a measure by which he judged character. Early success swept Malik into a whirlwind of glamorous relationships. He met many beautiful women, impeccably dressed and eloquent in conversation. But beneath their polished exteriors, he often caught a glint in their eyes, a longing not for the man he was, but for the thick wallet and the prestige that came with it. Lavish dates easily turned bland when conversations revolved around the latest designer items or upcoming luxurious vacations. Malik yearned for something simpler, a woman with integrity, who cherished ordinary moments, sharing a humble breakfast, strolling through a park in autumn, or simply sitting together on a porch listening to the rain. He wanted a love not measured by material worth, but by understanding and companionship through both joy and hardship. That morning, Malik woke earlier than usual. He set aside his polished suit and glossy leather shoes, opting instead for a simple t-shirt, jeans, and a baseball cap. No chauffeur, no flashy sports car, just the black SUV he used when he wanted to blend into the crowd. He craved a peaceful day, driving himself to the familiar grocery store to pick up a few small items before visiting a vacant lot he planned to develop in the future. The grocery store sat on a quiet street corner, where Malik was rarely recognized. He leisurely picked out some snacks, a bottle of water, some spices, and paid at the counter. As he left the store, he absent-mindedly slipped his wallet into his back pocket, or so he thought. Outside, the morning sunlight glinted off the parking lot, reflecting on the glossy black paint of his SUV. Malik walked on, his eyes following a small family leaving the store, a faint smile on his lips. He had no idea that just seconds earlier, his wallet had fallen to the concrete, landing neatly in a patch of sunlight, silently waiting to be found. As he got into his car, Malik opened the water bottle, took a long sip, and savored the cool sensation running down his throat. He started the engine, not suspecting for a moment that he had just lost the most important thing of his day. A few blocks away, a young woman with slight shoulders but resolute eyes was hurrying toward the store, where fate was quietly orchestrating an encounter neither of them could have imagined. Can you guess what will happen next? Take a moment to relax, comment the number 1, or I'm still here to keep listening. My dear audience, stay tuned for the next part that will leave you in awe. Take a second to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment below to let me know where you're watching from and what time it is for you. It's always exciting to see people joining us from all over the world. The morning sunlight filtered through the trees, casting dappled patches of light and shadow on the concrete surface of the parking lot. In one corner, amidst the mottled shade, a black leather wallet lay silently, as if forgotten. Just minutes earlier, it had slipped from Malik's back pocket, falling to the ground without making a sound loud enough for its owner to notice. The automatic door of the grocery store slid open, and Amina stepped out. In her hand was a cold bottle of water and a paper bag containing a simple breakfast. The heat rising from the pavement mingled with the faint aroma of baked goods drifting from inside the store. She walked quickly, head down, thinking of the hours of labor ahead, the heavy bricks, and the rhythmic scraping of the shovel mixing cement, steady as a clock's ticking. A faint glint caught her eye. Amina paused, leaning slightly, and spotted the wallet lying right by the path. She looked around. No one seemed to be searching. No calls of a name or hurried footsteps. Only the sound of cars rolling away in the distance and the chirping of birds blending with the city's hum. She picked up the wallet, feeling its unusual weight. The leather was soft, the clasp still new, and a faint trace of men's cologne lingered. Opening it, she saw neatly stacked dollar bills, a few bank cards, and identification papers bearing the name of an unfamiliar man. That amount of money could cover 3 months' rent, buy medicine for Nia, and provide proper meals for all 3 siblings for weeks. Amina stood still. In this world, she had seen plenty of people who would keep found money to ease their immediate struggles. But her hands slowly closed the wallet. A fleeting image of her parents crossed her mind, people who had taught her that integrity could not be traded for cash. She turned on her heel and walked back to the store. Each step echoed with a heavy thump in her chest, both certain and distant. At the cashier's counter, she placed the wallet down and said she had found it in the parking lot. The cashier looked up, eyes flickering with surprise, then nodded and took it. No questions about her name, no request for contact information, just a brief thank you amid the beeping of scanned items and the rustle of plastic bags. Amina gave a faint smile, then turned to leave. The automatic door slid shut behind her, leaving behind the scent of roasted coffee and the familiar sounds of an ordinary morning. She walked away, unaware that elsewhere, the man who owned the wallet was about to realize his loss, and that her small act today would set in motion a story neither of them could have anticipated. When Malik returned to the store, his face a mix of confusion and tension, the cashier recounted the story of the young woman who had returned the wallet without leaving any information. He could only scribble his phone number on a piece of paper, leave it at the counter, and ask that it be given to her if she returned. An invisible thread had just been tied between the fates of two people fragile but strong enough to pull them closer, if destiny allowed. 3 weeks had passed since that morning, when the black leather wallet was returned without anyone catching the name of the person who found it. In the bustling flow of the city, the memory of that moment lingered vividly in Malik's mind, intertwined with curiosity and an indescribable sense of gratitude. That morning, Amina returned to the familiar grocery store to buy some essentials for Kwame and Nia. She still wore her faded t-shirt, a worn cloth bag slung over her shoulder, moving slowly between the aisles. As she approached the checkout counter, the cashier's eyes lit up, as if recognizing something. From a small drawer nearby, the cashier pulled out a neatly folded piece of paper and handed it to Amina. The handwriting was hurried but clear, just a string of phone numbers. Amina took it, gave a faint smile, folded it, and tucked it into the paper bag with her groceries. That afternoon, the late-day sunlight stretched across the old brick walls of the West End neighborhood. While preparing dinner, Amina didn't notice that Kwame had gathered all the used paper bags and taken them out with the trash. That night, when she remembered and searched, she found only an empty bin the garbage truck had long since passed. She stood silently on the porch, the night breeze carrying a chill that mingled with a pang of regret in every breath. 2 weeks later, on a warm Saturday morning, the community center in the heart of the district buzzed with more activity than usual. Volunteers handed out bottled water, bags of rice, and free groceries. A large sign out front proudly displayed the name of the sponsor, a well-known real estate company, a name Amina never imagined she'd have any connection to. She lined up, received a small package, and prepared to leave. Amid the crowd, a voice called her name. Amina turned and saw the familiar face of the cashier from the store, waving her over. She barely caught a few words before her gaze followed the cashier's gesture, pointing toward a group of people near a black SUV parked at the edge of the lot. Malik stood there, among the crowd, his demeanor calm but his eyes clearly searching. When their gazes met, time seemed to slow for a beat. He walked toward her, a smile warming his face in that rare moment. For the first time, they stood face to face, exchanging simple greetings that carried the weight of unspoken thoughts. Malik pulled out his phone, handed it to Amina, and gently asked her to enter her number. She typed each digit carefully, saved it, and accepted a small envelope he gave her. Inside was enough money to buy food and medicine for her siblings. That afternoon, Amina sat on a crowded bus heading home. Sunlight streamed through the window, illuminating the phone resting on her lap as she rummaged for fare money. The hum of the engine mixed with the chatter of passengers. When the bus reached her stop, she stood quickly, clutching her package and weaving through the narrow aisle. The bus door closed behind her, and the wheels began to roll. On the seat, her phone silently slid off the edge, falling to the floor, unnoticed among the careless footsteps. Amina walked along the sidewalk, unaware that she had just lost the only thread connecting her to the man fate had twice placed in her path. Would destiny be patient enough to weave that fragile thread once more, or was this the final chance missed? In the days following their brief encounter at the community giveaway, Malik couldn't stop picking up his phone. Each call was met with the cold sound of a disconnected line. At first, he thought Amina might be busy, or her phone might have died. But after trying multiple times, morning and late at night, the response remained the same: absolute silence. One afternoon, unable to hold back, he returned to the grocery store in Sweet Auburn. The cashier's eyes flickered with surprise upon seeing him, but her answer left Malik deflated. No one knew Amina's address or workplace. It seemed she only stopped by to buy groceries before vanishing into the endless stream of people. On the drive back, thoughts swirled. Had she chosen not to stay in touch, or had something happened? The question clung to him like a shadow. A few days later, Malik drove through the West End, where old brick houses mingled with small shops. At a street corner, a makeshift fruit stand, cobbled together from warped wooden planks, sat tucked in the midday Sunday. Behind it, an elderly woman sat with her head bowed, her shoulders trembling slightly with each weary breath. Malik slowed down. Only as he drew closer did he recognize her face, features etched deeply into his childhood memories. Mama Ruth, the woman who had held him as a baby, who had soothed him through feverish nights when his mother couldn't. But now, her frame was frail. Her calloused hands rested quietly on her lap, and her silver-streaked hair spilled out from under an old cloth cap. He stopped the car and stepped out, calling softly. Mama Ruth looked up, her eyes clouded by age but brightening as she recognized Malik. Their reunion needed few words. He gently helped her into the car, closing the door carefully, as if afraid a strong breeze might tire her. On the drive back, Mama Ruth shared fragmented memories of her current life, losing her home, her income, and slowly her strength to keep going. At his place, Malik arranged a quiet room for her with clean sheets and a warm meal set by the bedside. That night, he didn't sleep early. Sitting in his study, he recalled the years Mama Ruth had cared for him, the look in her eyes today a mix of joy and a hint of shame at her circumstances. Malik knew he couldn't let her return to that street corner. The next morning, as sunlight filtered through thin curtains, he called an architect friend. His voice was calm but firm. A small house, 4 bedrooms, sturdy, completed in 2 months. Not for him, but for someone special, as he put it. The blueprints arrived that day, and the following week, the foundation was laid. Malik frequently visited the site, watching each new row of bricks, imagining the day Mama Ruth would step into that house with a relieved smile. But deep down, amid the busyness and joy of providing for her, there was still another void unfilled. The image of Amina, her resolute eyes, her slow smile lingered in his mind. He didn't know where she was or whether fate would grant them another chance to meet. That afternoon, the Atlanta sky was draped in a thin veil of clouds, softening the light into a pale silver glow over the bustling construction site. Malik parked his black SUV by the roadside, stepping out with slow but steady strides. The scent of mixed cement, the clanging of metal, and the rhythmic shouts of workers blended into an unceasing symphony of labor. He had come to check on the progress of the house for Mama Ruth, unaware that this place held a surprise waiting for him. Among the half-built walls, he spotted a compact but sturdy figure. A faded t-shirt clung to slender shoulders, hair neatly tucked under a hard hat, and a heavy stack of bricks balanced on one shoulder with every ounce of strength. Sweat rolled down her cheeks, mingling with the gray-white dust coating her skin. Malik froze. His heart recognized her before his mind could name her. As she turned, their eyes met through the dusty air. It was Amina. For a moment, the surrounding noise seemed to fade, leaving only the pulse of a moment that had been missed before. Fragmented images flooded back. The wallet on the concrete, the lost note with a phone number, the brief encounter at the community giveaway, all stacking up like pages of a hastily flipped journal. Malik approached, his steps firm but measured, as if afraid the moment might dissolve if he rushed. Up close, he saw the calluses on her hands, the worn work pants, and the unflinching gaze in her eyes. He spoke softly, his voice a mix of a sigh and a confession, admitting how long he had been searching for her. The resolve in his eyes couldn't hide a trace of surprise that she was still here, still toiling, still carrying the same integrity as when they first met through a fallen wallet. The distance between them was now just a few steps. Malik looked deeply into Amina's eyes, as if trying to convey everything he hadn't had the chance to say in all their missed moments. His words came out low but clear and resolute. "Right now, put down the bricks and come with me." Amina stood motionless. Her heart pounded, not from the weight on her shoulders, but from the weight of this moment, the weight of a choice. In that fleeting instant, she felt as if all the weary paths she had walked, all the days soaked in sweat and the nights heavy with worry, were waiting for an answer. But before her lips could form a response, the foreman's voice rang out from the far end of the site, calling her name with urgent insistence. The sound cut through the taut thread between them. Malik and Amina stood there, eyes locked, but the moment stretched thin, suspended between choice and chance. Cement dust drifted lightly in the breeze, the sky seemed to lower, and the construction site carried on its relentless rhythm, indifferent to the story sparking in one small corner. Amina tightened her grip on the stack of bricks. Malik stood waiting, but both knew that once this moment passed, it could not be reclaimed. Would she set the bricks down and follow him, or let fate slip through her fingers once more? Amid the dust-laden construction site, their eyes remained locked, as if a single blink might make everything vanish. Malik stood there, hands hanging loosely, but his heart raced, urging Amina to step toward him. Amina still held the stack of bricks, her slight shoulders bearing the weight of years of hardship, and now, perhaps, the weight of a decision that could alter her life's course. A gentle breeze passed through, carrying specks of dust that glinted in the sunlight like fragile moments slipping away. Their story remains unfinished. Through missed chances and serendipitous encounters, fate has patiently woven invisible threads to connect two people from worlds that seemed destined never to meet. Perhaps a single step, a single nod could change everything. But it's also possible that this opportunity might slip through their fingers once more, leaving them to search for each other in vain yet again. From this story, we learn that sometimes a small act of kindness holds the power to transform an entire life. What comes from sincerity always leaves a mark, even when all seems lost. It also reminds us that happiness is sometimes just one decision away, whether it's the courage to step forward or the silence that lets it pass. If you believe Amina should put down the bricks and follow Malik, leave a comment sharing your thoughts. If you've ever experienced a moment where the smallest choice changed everything, share your story so we can listen together. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video so more people can feel the power of kindness. And if you want to know what happens next, let us know part 2 of the story is waiting to be told.